What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You're here with me, John's Gold and Silver today. We're in Fairbanks, Alaska, and we're going to be talking about the prices of gold, silver, and platinum. We definitely cannot forget platinum because of the massive drop that it had. So we're going to talk about the current correction right now. And I was just saying on a video last night that corrections are a normal part of any bull market. They're nothing to be afraid of. And in the video I did last night, I said, you don't really have to worry here about a correction unless you are over leveraged. Okay, you don't want to have too much leverage to the bullish case of silver. You don't want to be too leveraged to the upside, because then we get days like this. That's why I don't believe on taking too much leverage. So now you know. I say everything for a reason, guys, all right? So we're going to wait for a few more people to come in here. Right now we got 2 people in here. We're going to try to bump that up to 20. And then we'll get started. We're going to check out the precious metals. We're going to talk about what has been happening at the coin dealerships. And everything that is going on. All right, guys? And remember, this is sponsored by me. Nobody else sponsors me. So if you would, please give a donation. You can donate to my GoFundMe, trying to buy a faster motorcycle. I want to get either a Hayabusa or a Ninja H2. So that would really help the channel grow, is if you donate to the GoFundMe, all right? Tell all your friends. And hit that subscribe button and give this a like. Gold and silver are having an epic drop. Hit that subscribe button. Hello, somebody. Hello, I see you. Best times. Good times, man. Good times. Down those metals got killed, kid. Yeah, but corrections are totally normal. It's nothing really to worry about unless you are over leveraged. So, you know, if you have a lot of options that are about to expire, you know, you're going to lose all your money, yeah. Or, you know, if you're taking a leverage bet in any way on silver, gold, this is, you know, you can really get hurt. So that's why I don't really like to take on leverage. Not too much anyways. I love leverage, but it should only be a small part of your portfolio. So option calls should only be a small part of your portfolio, I believe. You should not have only options or only leveraged ETFs. That's why I believe in holding a lot of stock. So, first time in your live. Wow. I'm glad to have you here. My poverty chain is still around my neck. Payment bracelet is still on my wrist. Oh, I got to put my watch on there, my bracelet. So yeah, we're going to look at the price of gold and silver today. And platinum. And I'm going to try to maybe ease your mind a little bit, you know, because I don't think there's really a whole lot to worry about. And yeah, I'm not really too worried about the precious metals completely collapsing. No, this is a real bull market. It is a real serious shortage that we have on silver. So it's real. It's real, guys. Just one day. Remember, guys, nothing comes for free. Okay, we had all those days where silver and gold did very well from you know, gold made that double top at 4,374, and then remember that drop? It's like we already forgot about that drop, you know? These drops are totally normal in any bull market, okay? Here's the chart right now. Remember this one? That was a pretty bad one. and then we just quickly regained, okay? See this one? This one's pretty bad now. Maybe we'll move down a little bit more. I think that, I don't know. We could come down to here. Yeah, we could move back down, keep coming down, and then we're going to probably go higher. And you guys are all going to forget about this drop. This drop right here, just like this drop right here. Probably going to come down here, and it's going to come back up. And you guys are all going to forget about it because we're going to go to new record highs next year, most likely. Gold's probably going to hit 5,000, 6,000 next year. So don't even sweat this stuff, guys. Don't even sweat it. And if you hold the physical metal, silver and gold, platinum, I think there's nothing to worry about. Long term, these metals are only going to keep moving higher, okay? Because we're going to have a return to quantitative easing. All right? That means the metals are going to go way higher. We're going to see astronomical numbers. So this is just the latest shakeout. This is, they pumped up silver to $84, and they didn't let us sell our stocks, though, because that was when the market was closed. And you couldn't really sell anything, everything was closed. So this is just the latest, and then we pulled back massively. The latest in a series of pullbacks attempting to shake you out, attempting to scare you out. But I want to tell you guys, do not be nervous. Don't be worried. And the bullion dealers, they're still selling a lot of silver, I'm hearing. So any dips will be bought. I have said this, over a year ago. Any dips are going to be bought, especially this one, okay? People were just looking at $84 silver. They were just scared as heck that it was going to rip up to 100. And now they say, ooh, $70 now, okay. People wait for dips like this, all right? Retail does. But remember, this is not a retail-driven market, but still. Retail can bring in a lot of buying pressure at certain times. And retail can help alleviate some of those dips. We're getting that huge dip. I bet you retail is going to come in and start picking it up. And really, this is a market that's driven by the big players like Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Google, because they need the data storage centers. They need battery backup power, all this kind of stuff. Samsung. This is a gold and silver bull market driven by Samsung, Samsung's got these new electric batteries. When is the next market crash? I think it could come next year, but I'm not really worried about the crash right now. I think we're going to be able to see signs before it happens. So I think the crash will be, next year, sometime next year. What's up, dude? Walt Miranda. Good to see you. Price coming back down just in time for me to buy again. Buy a bag. It's still a lot of money here. You're still paying a lot of money compared to what it was. Remember, guys, my prediction was that silver was going to hit $50 by the end of 2025. We have way overshot my prediction. That tells you that it's getting ahead of itself. If my prediction was for $50 by the end of the year and we hit 84, silver was running up a little too quick, okay? If I make a prediction and it goes above my prediction, it might come back down. But there is real demand for silver, not just from retail, but it's from the major companies. Major companies around the world. China, India. There is a lot of businesses that need to get their hands on some silver. And if they don't, then they might have to pay a lot of money. And their businesses is going to suffer. So Elon Musk, he needs a lot of silver. What's up, Silver Boy? Wait, a few days ago it was buy, buy, buy. I pretty much say buy every day, yeah. I pretty much say buy silver every day because the long term is going to be going way up. So yeah, buy, buy, buy. Same thing. I didn't change, but we're just seeing a dip. Yeah. Buy the dip. Buy, buy, buy. We got to buy the dip. I will be buying this dip. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing in a minute. Have fun buying the top. Okay, buddy, yeah. You're going to see what the top really is in a few years. And you're going to say, I guess $84 wasn't the top. That's what you're going to say. And I'm not even going to see you then. And I'm never going to get retribution for you giving a negative comment. I'll never get that retribution unless you come back and you admit you were wrong. We are not buying the top. This is just yeah, maybe this is a temporary top. But so what? Wait 2 weeks. You know? Wait 3 weeks. Wait 4 weeks. Eventually, this top is going to look like a kindergarten party. This is going to look like nothing. Okay? We're always hitting temporary tops. And the corrections are a healthy part of a bull market. So, buy a shaker. If I buy a shaker cup, I have to wash it. I don't have time to wash it. I don't even have time to do this video with you right now. What I should be doing is taking a shower, eating, and then studying for my personal training course. So I don't even have time to talk to you guys, but I make time. You think I really have time for a shaker cup? No, I don't have time to wash that. So, you realized a bank went under, right? No. Maybe, yeah, that's what is supposed to happen when the price of silver rockets. You know, I assumed that some banks would really be in trouble, yes. But I didn't know a bank went under, really? The dollar will be worthless then anyways. Yes, the dollar will lose value. In 5 to 10, I buy his mortgage off silver. Yeah. In 5 to 10 years, you're going to be able to trade your silver for a house, I think. I will come back to taunt you when it round trips after the mania settles. Yeah. We're not in the mania phase yet. We're in the disbelief phase. A lot of the people that never bought, they can't believe it, that silver is reaching these levels. And when it does pull back, I think that these people are going to start to buy. But yeah, we're not even in the mania phase. This is like a mini mania phase. This is not the real mania. Okay, I've seen a real mania. In a real mania, they start to put gold and silver stocks inside your 401k. This is not a real mania yet. This is just the beginning. It's the awakening. We are now having the awakening of silver, where retail is starting to now just realize how valuable it is. And silver went up so fast that retail, I don't think retail even was able to buy. So the majority of retail is going to be waiting for a pullback. For sure. Thanks for the new Patreon video on oil stocks. Yes, I did a Patreon video on some oil stocks. I'm very bullish on oil. Silver is one thing that skyrocketed, but oil still hasn't. So if you wanted to clip some of your profits on some of your silver stuff, put it into the oil, then oil will come back up, you know, eventually. It could be a little while, but oil is going to be one of the biggest plays of the next 10 years. And you're going to want to buy it when it's cheap, you know, just like silver. You should have bought silver when it was cheap, when it was $25, $30, $40, $50. That's when you should have bought it. Just like right now, you should buy oil when it's cheap. You should buy oil stocks when they're cheap, okay? But remember, it's never a good idea to just go all in. Like if you find a good oil stock, you watch my Patreon video and you say, I like that one, I'm going to go all in. No, that's not what I say to do. What I believe in is dollar cost averaging. Enter a position slowly, because some of these stocks that I'm into are very volatile. You should enter your position very slowly. So let's say you like Petrobrazil stock. What you want to do is you want to buy $50 a week. And then what's it going to do? The price is $11.50. So this week it's worth $11.50. Maybe next week it goes to $12. Then the next week it goes to $9. And then next week it goes to $6. And then it comes back up to $8. So if you keep buying it every week, you're going to get a fair buy-in price. You're not going to overpay. Remember that. When you always go all in, it's very likely that you could have a dip and then you're going to panic. So never go all in as an initial investment. Just make a small purchase. Okay, guys? That's something that a lot of you guys don't know. That really is usually the best way to play. You got to make a small initial investment and then wait a couple of weeks, reassess, and then buy some more, you know? So, but yeah, please join the Patreon, guys. And remember to donate for my new motorcycle. I want to get a Hayabusa or a Ninja H2. Donate to the GoFundMe. for my new Hayabusa. Have fun holding another 30 years to break even. Yeah, that's why I think silver is going to go higher, because there's still so much bearishness. He says, have fun holding another 30 years. There is no way in heck silver is going to go down for another 30 years. We just broke out of a cup and handle formation that extends back to the 1980s, okay? We're entering a new price reality. These people don't know that silver is on its way to 300 an ounce. They just think, oh, it's going to go down like it did before. Because remember, in 2011, when silver peaked, it went down for a long time. But that was the handle. That was all part of the bull market. When silver went down to $14, that was a part of the bull market. You guys don't understand. Silver's been in the bull market for many, many years. And it's set up a structure that should be taking silver as high as $300. Okay? You guys don't know what a cup and handle is, you know? The haters don't know what a cup and handle is. We're in a new reality. All right? We're in a new reality for silver. So, have fun for holding for another 30 years. Yeah, okay. That's the bearish, that's the fear. That's the fear in him. He probably does not have silver. A lot of the people that didn't buy it, these are the people that really want it to come down. They want it to crash. They want us to lose money. Okay, these people are evil. They can't control their own emotions. So, brother, you are retail. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a retail investor. But I don't think like a typical retail investor. I think like the smart money. Remember, I was telling you guys to buy gold because the smart money, the central banks were buying gold. Oh yeah, I'm a retail investor, obviously. You know, I'm not a millionaire. Even millionaires are still retail investors. Many of them, you know. So, almost all silver deposits are secured and generally stable. China, Bolivia, Peru, Mexico, and in finite amounts. Gold is constantly being prospected and found in substantial amount. Yes, but it takes a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of manpower to get that gold out of the ground, to refine it. And when they get it out of the ground, it's already spoken for. The central banks around the globe are loading up on as much gold as they can get. Why? Because they know something that we don't, which is, what do they know? They know that the dollar is going to collapse. So they're buying as much gold as they can get out of the ground. They literally cannot pull the gold out of the ground. They can't pull the silver out of the ground fast enough. Okay? Because the demand is so high in the entire world. So, what's up, dude? My music, Gen X. If the USA has its way in the Caribbean front, the disputed Guyana territory will massive mineral and oil wealth. Will confer massive mineral and oil wealth. Maybe, but much of the great oil deposits have already been found. And yeah, there's more oil that they got to get out of the ground, but they're always going to keep finding more deposits. But these deposits are going to become smaller and smaller and smaller, okay? Over time, there will be less and less oil. Have you ever heard of peak oil? So yeah, there's going to be mineral deposits that we find, and the higher the price of silver goes, the higher gold goes, there will be new exploration. Okay? There will be new mines coming online, but it takes a long time. And by the time these mines actually come online, the demand is even going to be greater, you know? So they cannot get the new metal fast enough. So yeah, that's another bearish comment. See that? I like those bearish comments. That means that that wall of worry is still there. That means gold and silver can keep going higher. As long as we keep saying that wall of worry, as long as we keep seeing that fear in a lot of retail's eyes. So, he massive position that just fell apart. He is not informed. Massive position that just fell apart. Groundbreaking. Brass is key. I think copper is going to go up. Oh yeah, I've been saying copper was going to go up for 3 years. I've been a fan of copper a long time. Should have massive amounts of gold. Good, good. We're going to need it. Heavy crude, gas, and extremely rare. Yeah, well, hopefully they'll start bringing it up out of the ground as soon as possible. Haiti sitting on the largest gold and silver deposits on Earth. Haiti, well, we'll see. Are they already mining them? And a lot of the gold can be very deep in the ground. It can be very expensive. Haiti. Currently, there are no active metal mines in Haiti. Government has identified the mineral sector as key in the country's economic future, with significant exploration efforts reported for gold. So yeah, there's gold in the ground for sure. There's gold in the ground almost everywhere, but is it efficient to get it out of the ground, Or does gold have to go up to $10,000 first before it becomes cost effective? You know what I mean? So the Office Mines and Energy issued 3 exploration permits for gold and copper in December 2012. See, they issued permits back in 2012, and they're still not mining. You know what I mean? This literally takes forever to set up these mines. You have to have the infrastructure, you have to have the money to be able to get that gold out of the ground. See what I mean? It just is not happening. You have to get $10,000 an ounce gold before you see a lot of new mines come online. But a moratorium on mining activities was imposed. The proposed mining law, drafted with the assistance of World Bank, remains pending. So they can't even mine. Even if they wanted to, they can't. But yeah, maybe in the future, they still have to develop the mines. They have to get the ore out of the ground. They have to hire the crews. And that's Haiti, Who wants to go to Haiti to start to mine? Haitian citizens? These are probably not professional miners, And I don't think Haiti has the money to really develop all these mines. It's going to take a long time, They're going to need new investment coming in probably. And, who cares? Yeah, there's gold in the ocean. There's so much gold in the ocean. But can they get it out cost effectively? No. That's stupid. People have been saying that for years. Gold's going to tank because there's so much gold in the ocean. It's so easy to say that. It's so easy to be a bear, It's hard to be a bull. And that's why the bulls make money. Can I double my money with the copper chains? Copper chains. I would not buy copper chains because then your neck's going to turn green. Copper will make your neck green. See my neck? Ain't green, all right? My neck ain't green, boy. Platinum, gold, silver is very clear that the precious metals are in a mania phase. See, everybody thinks that we're in a mania phase. That we're not. The real mania phase ain't even here. Because, this is just a very short, consolidated rally. A mania phase takes time to develop. This is just going up real quick. And it's going up so fast that most people haven't even jumped on, We're only going to be in that mania phase when, you go to your barber and your barber says to buy silver, buy gold. Right now, most of retail does not have gold or silver. Retail investors are typically the last ones to the party, and they're not invested at all, hardly. Yeah, you got your silver stackers, people like me, but your average people don't have a clue yet about silver and gold. They see that it's going up, but they're still not doing anything about it. And I've seen gold go up from 2000 to 2011. These markets take a long time to develop, okay? This is not the mania phase. I've seen a mania phase. It was in 2010. And it was nice. It was fun. So this is not a mania phase. This is like a mini mania phase. This is not the real mania. How can silver not be recycled? It can. You dissolve it into nitric and then, silver can be recycled. Yes. And on my Patreon, we have a silver recycling penny stock. So you got to get that penny stock, guys. It's crazy. Okay? I just want to look it up. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's just for the Patreon members. But I just want to see. It's got to be down today. It's got to be a good buy today. There it is. It's up 40% today. Damn it. Yeah, it just skyrocketed. Damn it. It just shot right up. But you can see it's up percent right there. But I'm not telling you guys what that is because that's just for the Patreon members. But this is a company that is a penny stock that they do silver recycling. So I believe that when silver hits $100 an ounce, $200 an ounce, this company is going to skyrocket because there's going to be more silver recycling. Right now, silver is not cost effective to recycle. It's not because it's not worth enough. So I've been setting up a silver cell myself. See, you can man-make silver. Yeah, that's all the bearishness. See, we got the wall of worry. You can't man-make silver. They have a metal called graphene, I think, that has some of the properties of silver, but it's not even close. It's not even close. Nothing actually can replace silver. Nothing is quite as good as silver. Okay? You see, the bullish case for silver is so incredibly strong, but most people still think it's weak. We're not in the mania phase. Once more people start coming around and they understand the bullish case for silver, then that's when we're starting to go into the mania phase. All right? And remember, $84 silver is nothing, because silver hit $50 in 1980. In today's money, that's $196. $196. Okay? And then silver hit $50 again in 2010. In today's money, that would still be probably pretty high. Okay? And now that was just the cup. Now we're coming out of the handle, and we should see some pretty crazy numbers on silver. Silver can be made in a lab. Well, you're referring to alchemy, combining different elements at very high speed, high pressure, whatever. And yes, sure, you can make silver in a lab. You know how much that would cost? You can make gold in a lab. It's very, very expensive. Okay, that's why they don't do it. It's too expensive. I love the bearishness, though. Could you ban me if it gets me off? Yeah, I'll give you a little timeout. All right. This guy likes it. I'll give him a timeout. So yeah, dude, shoot. This is just an opportunity, guys. That's all it is. A dip is a good opportunity. And I'm going to be taking this opportunity. Because what I did was I sold 2 of my option calls. I got a lot of options on silver and gold stocks. I sold two calls, and I sold 25 shares of Hecla Mining. So I sold 2 option calls on a silver stock that I have. And then, I sold 25 shares of Hecla. So now I got about $1,700, $1,700, so I can buy the gold and silver penny stocks. So I'm taking action right now, guys. I'm not sleeping on this dip right now. Because guess what? Hecla didn't even dip. So it was a perfect time to sell it. Sold a little bit and put a little bit of that money into the gold and silver penny stocks. Those are for the mania phase, okay? How do we know we're not in the mania phase? I want to say bad words to you. We're obviously not in the mania phase. It's so obvious. Why? Because the last time we had a mania phase in 2010, all of the gold and silver penny stocks went crazy, okay? And they didn't go crazy yet. So we're not in the mania phase. Also, during the mania phase, you get all the penny stocks. And also, during the mania phase, it's going to be on TV way, way, way more. And then you start getting gold and silver into your 401ks. And then there was another reason I was going to just say that we're not in the mania phase, but I forgot what it was. We're definitely not in that mania phase, though. Because, everyone is just so bearish. Guys, when we go into the mania phase, I'm going to tell you guys, I'll tell you guys. We're here to make money. I just told you last night on my video that we were likely due for a correction. And here we are, Here's the correction. So let's take a look at the precious metals today and see where we're at today. I still think logically that silver will have its run. It's just don't ever have a chance of being money again. Maybe not in the United States, but I think other countries recognize it as a very critical mineral, and they may back currencies with it. And other countries may hold some silver on their books, as I think they should. I believe businesses should hold silver on the books because maybe it's not a monetary metal, but it does have a very high status as a critical mineral. And will silver ever be money again? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care at all. It does not matter to me if silver's money. What matters to me is the industrial demand. And I don't even care about retail demand. Retail doesn't know anything anyways, hardly. On this channel, we do. We're retail on here, and we know. But most retail doesn't even have a clue. And the fact is that there's going to be so much industrial demand in the future. I see silver going to 300. And you're going to have dips like this today. And a big dip like this is a perfect time for the haters to come out. You guys got to understand that. This is the haters love this. They love it because they see, I was right. See, it's pulling back. I was right. Yeah. The haters love to say that they were right. They love it. They love nothing more. That is their number one thing to do, is to hate and to say that, see, I was right. It's going down. And to try to scare people out, to shake people out. But guess what? The haters never make any money. They're too scared. They're too scared to take action. They're too scared to buy silver. The haters don't got shit going for them. Okay? The only thing they got going for them is that they're good at hating. High 80s was 32. This guy's a smoker with the core pusher. John tried day trading today. Didn't have a stop loss set up, and I was filling out a sell order. Lost $16 in seconds. He lost 16 bucks. It can happen quick. A $16 loss is like nothing. You know, don't even worry about that. Yeah, you can do it. Day trading is tough. It really is. Because the markets are so volatile, anything can happen. You get massive drops. So I don't day trade because I have to do a day job. But if I didn't have my day job and I didn't have anything else to do, then I would put more time into day trading. And I would try to learn and stuff and try to get better. Yeah. But yeah, good for you. Good for you, because you're trying. See, these haters ain't never going to try to day trade. They're too scared. These haters ain't never going to buy silver. But you are trying, at least. My Music Gen X. The only way to create silver is through nuclear synthesis. Extremely produces very little silver. Yeah, nuclear synthesis. Yeah, that's the word for it. I didn't know what the word for it was, but he says it's nuclear synthesis. And I do know this is a very expensive process. And how much silver are you going to get? Maybe this much? You're gonna get a minuscule amount. You're going to spend millions of dollars to try to get a little bit of silver. But the haters, why do the haters say that stuff? You know? Because the haters are not smart. They don't know that nuclear synthesis is an expensive process. They just say, oh yeah, we can make silver. We can make it for free. That's what they say. The haters don't know anything. They really don't. I think most haters have a very low IQ. Because they're too stupid to take action for themselves and actually make money, you know? Haters have very low IQs. I lost 4K. Why did it do this? Why did gold and silver drop? It's a correction. You know how much I was down today? I was down more than 4K. But so what, you know? I was down over 7,000. Just today, just now. 7,000. Okay? I don't care. Because I've got a lot of physical, and that's stable. I got a lot of gold physical, and that's stable. I've got platinum. The stocks, yeah, they're down, but they're not even down that much, you know? And, you know, you can't be afraid of losing a little bit of money. If you're that scared of losing, then you're never going to get rich, okay? Yeah, I lost $7 grand today. I don't even care, because I know next year in 2026, I'm going to probably make 5 times back, 10 times, 20 times back what I lost. Even way more than that, you know? Because I'm into a lot of these gold and silver penny stocks. These are ones that are for the mania phase. When the mania phase happens, you're going to know it, because all the gold and silver penny stocks are going to go up between 10 and 80x, even as high as 100x, okay? Back in 2010, I had one stock. It was called PCFG, Pacific Gold. And this thing went up like almost 100 times. And I made a fortune, and I only put in like $50. I bought like $50 of this stock, and I made a ton of money. I made thousands of dollars. When the mania phase happens, that's what's going to happen. You're going to see your gold and silver penny stocks, and all of a sudden you're going to get rich. You'll be like, oh, and then you're going to know that's when to sell. So yes, how do you know when to sell silver and gold? When you see the mania phase, meaning when you see the silver and gold penny stocks explode. Okay, that didn't happen. How do I know it didn't happen? Because I've been researching this shit for weeks. I've been coming up with lists of stocks for my Patreon for weeks, and I've been looking at all these penny stocks, and the vast majority of them have done nothing. They're still flat. They're still dead. And why is that? Why are we not in a mania phase? Same reason cryptocurrency is not in a mania phase. Because the interest rates are too high. We're just not there. We're not in that mania phase. You got to have lower interest rates to create a risk-on environment. Okay? When the interest rates come down to zero, then I do believe we will go into that mania phase, the mania part of the bull market. And that's not even going to happen yet for a while, probably. Okay? So we're just going to see a lot of volatility, a lot of price spikes, a lot of drops. But once we see the interest rates come down, risk-on environment, that's the mania phase. I see a good comment here. I'm about to read it. If you take advice from someone who is asking for donations to buy a motorcycle, then I have a bridge to sell. Oh, where's that bridge? I'll make a down payment today. Silver isn't done yet. And guys, you got to realize this is partially satire, you know. Join my GoFundMe. Give me money for my next motorcycle. I want to get a Hayabusa. Yeah, you got to understand this is a little bit satire, okay? So, dude, you got to have fun with it, okay? Stop hating. I'm not serious about that, all right? This is just a fun kind of thing. Dude, I do comedy, I do precious metals, and I do stocks, and I do crypto. I try to throw in a little bit of comedy there. So, yes, guys, I don't like to say this, but this channel is a little bit of satire, you know? I realize, you know, I chose this for a reason. This is satire. Why do you think I wear my big, giant chain, you know? I don't wear this everywhere I go. I hardly ever wear this. I only wear this for the camera. Guys, this is satire. Okay, so silver isn't done yet. Small pullback right now, but we will go, especially with BRICS and other worldly issues. Yeah, silver is going to keep going up. People think stocks run straight up with no pullbacks. Yeah, there's always pullbacks. If silver kept going straight up, that's not healthy, okay? So this pullback is expected. I totally expected a pullback somewhere. Because, like I said, I told you guys my prediction, silver was going to hit $50 by the end of the year. We're way above my prediction. So that means we way overshot even what I thought. If we overshoot my predictions, that means that there should be a pullback, okay? Because the market is getting too hot. It's got to cool down a little bit. U.S. going to keep silver down. I just figured out something. If silver hit 200 an ounce, who would be able to buy all the product? Businesses that have no choice. There are companies that absolutely have no choice. They have to buy silver. They must. Otherwise, they can't make their products anymore, okay? The military needs to buy silver. Tesla. All these other countries are buying it. So yeah, would retail buy silver at 200 an ounce? Yeah, of course. There's going to be some retail investors that are buying at 200. Yeah, especially because things are going to change, you know. It's going to be in that mania phase. People love to buy at the top. When silver hits 200-300, there will be people buying at the top, you know. And then, of course, you know, silver hits 200-300, and it's probably going to crash back to 100, and then it's going to probably go way higher than 300. Over time, silver is going to hit astronomical levels, okay? So this is going to be a long bull market, guys. You got to calm down. The drops are going to happen, okay? Are you sad that John Cena retired? No, I don't believe in. I think that wrestling is a waste of time, you know. And that guy, he needed to retire. He needed to. His back, I think, was hurting him. You know how much silver is in the new Tesla batteries? Over 6 ounces. There's going to be even more than that, probably. Um, the more silver you put in an electric battery, well, obviously electric battery. The more silver you put in a battery, the more efficient it is. The faster you can charge it, faster it can discharge. You don't have the problem of the dendrites that can cause a fire, an explosion. Okay? So they need silver. They need silver. And guess what? Yeah, Tesla is making electric cars, but there's not that many other companies doing it on a large scale. But guess what? There will be. Okay? In the future, a lot more. There's going to be way more electric cars. I know you guys don't like to hear that, but that's the facts. It's going to be a slow transition. We're going to slowly get way, way, way more electric cars. So we're going to have a higher demand for silver. Do a live guest, bro. I don't know how to do that because I'd have to have two screens. I'd have to like get on. I'm doing this from my phone. I have to set it up on a laptop, how to get someone else on here. I'm just not at that level yet. I'm not operating on YouTube at the professional level. And I think you guys know this. Okay? You guys definitely know this. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I don't know how to pop up another screen onto this one. I have no idea. I have to, as soon as I start making enough money on YouTube, I'm going to hire somebody and then they're going to help me to take my channel to the next level. I'm going to actually hire a professional. But first, we have to probably get a lot more money coming in because I can't afford to hire anyone right now. Rivian, yes. Tesla, Neo, yes. They don't make a lot of them though. All these companies are increasing production. Yeah. Yes, I heard of Rivian and Neo, but I didn't hear of BYD. All these companies are going to use more silver, yes. So it's actually more than Tesla, you know. And there's going to be more electric cars coming in the future. And what happens when these new batteries are officially out? And a Tesla can charge 80% of its battery in 9 minutes. What do you think is going to happen? Demand is going to surge. That's what's going to happen. People are going to say, oh, wow, electric cars are that much more advanced now? When I first got a Tesla, it wasn't that good. But now you're telling me I can charge it way faster, I can drive way farther. So we're going to see demand for electric cars increase dramatically. Okay? Yeah. And even if silver is 200 an ounce, they're still going to make electric batteries. Because, you know, let's say there's 6 ounces of silver in a Tesla. That's 1,200. That's not that crazy to have $1,200 in silver inside of a Tesla. That's not going to make or break it. They're still going to make Teslas. They're still going to make electric batteries, even if silver's 200, because it's not going to break it. If silver goes up to $2,000, that's going to break it, because an electric car would be like 12 grand more, you know. But no, silver's not going to that high yet, you know. When silver goes to $2,000, which it will, the dollar will have lost way more of its value. Okay? So, yeah, silver's not going to hit $2,000 for a long time yet. The dollar still has to go, it's going to take years. But I think we will see $300 silver. Possibly in 2030. Matching your clothes. Somebody give this man a laptop. Yeah, I think you need a laptop with a built-in camera or something to do a screen-in-screen. I don't know. I want to get a guest. I don't know how to do it. Platinum surprised me. I told you guys that platinum was going to skyrocket when it was 900. And platinum tanked. Platinum absolutely collapsed today. Let's see what platinum's at. Platinum has had one of the biggest drops. Wow. See, I had kind of a shooting star candle there at the top. It went up. Platinum went up to 2,500. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Here's platinum. Boom. What happens next? We could come right back up. and then we could come right back down, and then we could come right back up. Or we could come down a little bit more here, and then we could go sideways and then shoot up again. I think that's what's going to happen. I think we'll come down a little bit, and then we'll come back up here. Next year, January, February, March, it'll come back up. But yeah, $346 drop. Wow. Huge. So yeah, that's a scary drop, guys, for silver. I mean, for platinum. But like I said, platinum is one of the most volatile metals. It's got a very small market cap, okay? So I like to see this, you know? Yeah, I like that. You could buy platinum right here. Shit. It's just a little over $2,000, you know? Yeah, platinum was getting a little bit ahead of itself. It was almost 2,500. But here, I'd feel confident taking an initial position. I already have platinum. But if you don't have platinum, this would be all right. You know, you could buy a little bit here, and then if it comes down more, then you could buy a little bit more. All right. This would be a good time to start dollar cost averaging on platinum, just like the meme coins like Shiba Inu. This is a good time to dollar cost average on the meme coins because they are so low. You got to recognize, guys, when very popular assets like meme coins are dead and everyone hates them and the prices are way down, you got to recognize that it's a bargain. It's a bargain, okay? I don't even like EVs, but production is up and will continue. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't even like electric cars. And you know what? I don't really either, because I don't really care for Teslas. I don't like the way that they look, really. I want something different. I want something different, you know? I want to get like a fully electric Honda Civic, you know, or an electric Toyota Corolla or something like that. That's more affordable, you know. Something I want to get an electric car that's more affordable. I just don't like the Tesla models for some reason. I'm not a fan of their lines. They do have a sleek look, but I really just don't like them, and they don't go far enough. But like I said, these new batteries, they're going to go farther, okay? And yeah, but you still realize that the demand for electric cars is going to skyrocket. But guess what? I live in Alaska, okay? I live in Fairbanks, Alaska. You see, I'll show you some of the snow. So up here, we do not really have electric cars. We don't have electric cars because it's way too cold. So we have all gas-powered cars. But in the future, electric cars might be, you know, they might bring more electric cars. Check it out, guys. It's very snowy. You can even hear the wind coming in the window. You can hear it blowing in. Guys, I was freezing cold last night. Because it's negative 40 degrees in here in Alaska. So I got the electric heater on. Platinum is down $349. Yeah, today I live in Fairbanks. It's negative 40 degrees. And it's looking like it's going to stay that cold for a few days. So that's why I got my sweater on today. Okay, you see I don't have the Pokemon shirt on today. It's just so cold. It's negative 40. I'm not even going to go outside. That's how cold it is. Yeah, I think platinum will recover. Metals are fun. And it's an active market. Yeah, I like that more people are waking up to the precious metals. And you're starting to see more people talk about it. I think this is a good thing. But still, the average retail investor doesn't really have any. Let me type in, how much silver does the average person have? Sorry, I don't look at all the comments. I am sorry. But if you could give a super chat, even if it's only like 25 cents, I'll see your comment, you know? Or even if it's only 10 cents. Just give me 10 cents and I'll look at the comment. So EV is driving the bomb. Those battery can overheat and your vehicle blew up, plus not enough charging stations. Your car needed a boost. Yeah, that's why silver is going to skyrocket, because silver is needed for expanding the grid for electric cars. Okay, and also EV driving time bomb. Yes, some electric cars can blow up. Why? Because they use the traditional battery technology, and now they're going to be using silver. When you use the silver, it's not a time bomb. They're not going to blow up. Okay? Because when you use the silver, you don't get the dendrites that can cause the fires. There's like a layer of silver nanoparticles. So yeah, EVs, yeah. I've seen a video of a guy on an electric bicycle. The thing just started on fire, burst into flames. But in the future, they won't do that because they're going to use silver. Silver is amazing. You don't even know how amazing silver is. Okay? My window is missing gaskets inside and out. Dude, I think you're right, dude. You're right. Yeah, I got to check that out, all right? My window is missing gaskets. That's why it was so cold up there. I couldn't even sleep. It was so cold. I should start a motivational exercise program that funds my crypto investing. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I do. I do workouts, I do motivation, and then I get a few donations here, and then I can buy crypto with the money, you know? Show your receipts of your trades. Show us your brokerage account. No. I'm not showing you my brokerage account. What if it actually accidentally shows you my number, you know? I'm not going to take a chance at doing that. I used to put the trading screen up, and I used to like block. I used to actually put my wallet over. I don't want to do. I used to put my wallet over like this, and I used to like block the number. But now I don't even need to show you my trading account, you know. But yes, I do have one. Join the Patreon, guys. Join the Patreon for my list of oil stocks and gold stocks. And you got to remember, my list of gold stocks, that's still relevant, okay? Because I think gold's going to go a lot higher here. And gold has risen enough, but these companies have not come up to the price of gold because they haven't even, you know, they're going to be coming out with new reportings, new filings, new revenue streams, you know. A lot of these gold and silver companies are going to be having more revenue. That means the stock prices are going to go a lot higher, okay? So yeah, it's not over for gold and silver stocks. It's just the beginning. This is just the beginning for gold and silver stocks. Which is very exciting. Very exciting indeed. It's just people roasting you. Yeah. Most of these people are just roasting me, I know. They can roast me while I get rich on the white metal. Nvidia is 188. Who cares about Nvidia though? Am I right or am I right? But so yeah, it's very cold here today in Alaska. Gold right now, it's down 200. Ooh, silver's really down to 666s. That's very a bad omen. Bad omen. See? Silver's down 666. Not good. Not good at all. Rhodium is up 400 though. Yeah, we got a lot happening today, guys. Rhodium. Rhodium is the only one that's up. Copper's down. Let's take a look at some of the other metals. Waiting on hat indoors is a bad omen. Might get my struggle mansion. I hope I get my struggle mansion. But no, I don't even want a mansion. I want to buy a piece of land and start a trailer park. And I'll build like 10 trailers and then I'll rent them out. Charge I'll charge a massive amount for lot rent. Why is silver and gold booming? What does this mean for U.S. dollar or economy? It doesn't necessarily mean anything for the economy. What silver and gold are telling us is that the dollar is going to go down. Silver is also telling us that there's a massive demand for silver. But silver is not predictive of the economy. The economy is predictive of silver, okay? So if the economy goes down, silver will follow. Silver will go down too. But if the economy does better, then silver will go up. Because when the economy does better, that means there's going to be more manufacturing, okay? So right now the belief is that the economy is just fine. So that is actually helping silver. Yeah. And there's the danger. The danger is the economy is actually not as good as they say it is. So if you actually factored in how the economy really was, then you might think that silver should be going down, you know? And yes, I do think a crash is coming. Yes. But this is going to take time to play out, guys. You know, all you need to know is that it's good to acquire more silver, more gold, more platinum, and over time they're going to go up. Yes, there will be crashes, okay? So you just got to be ready for it. You got to be able to stomach it. If you can't handle it, then don't invest, you know? If you can't handle a 20% drop in this, then don't buy it, okay? But you know what I'm going to do? You know what I do? If we get a 20% drop in this, I just buy more of this. You got to be strong. You got to be bold. Okay? You got to be very strong. I own you fake silver. 20% drop. Bahaha. Have you, brother, a crash or global monetary reset? With mandatory biometric digital money and ID, 42 countries are rolling it out now. Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear. Cash out. No. Okay, guys. I do not need to sell my silver. That's the worst thing that can happen. You put yourself in a bad position where you go broke, you got no cash, and then you have to sell. And guess what happens usually right after you sell? The price goes up, okay? So you guys got to save up an emergency fund. Before you even buy any silver, you should have an emergency fund so that you're protected, okay? That gives you a little bit of insulation, okay? I have an emergency fund. I have over $10,000 in cash. So that if I lose my job, I can just live on that cash. I don't have to sell this. Okay? The last thing I want to do is sell my silver, bro. This guy says I'm a loser. Yeah, we get that. Sad as hell. Yeah, sorry. I'll just ban him. I got to ban a couple of these to set an example. I'll put him in a timeout for 10 seconds. All right? Next time I'm making it 11 seconds. Dave, XRP is trash. I'm not a fan of XRP myself. Gold and silver are cyclical assets. Yes, especially silver. They rise and fall. Sometimes it's best to buy the late and sell soon. Gold and silver are cyclical assets. So is everything. So is the entire economy. The whole economy goes in cycles. Okay? So pretty much everything is cyclical. The entire economy is. We have booms and then we have busts. That means the stock market is cyclical too. Stock market has different cycles, boom and bust. Okay? So far it's been, the stock market cycle has been booming though for a great many years. Many years the stock market's been booming. Wait for the bust. The bust is going to destroy you, you know? Imagine the stock market's been booming for over 50, 60 years. Imagine when the bust comes, you know. Whew, that's going to be tough. When that happens, freaking 2 ounces of gold is going to be able to buy you the Dow. You know what I mean? It's going to be insane. We're going to witness a lot of crazy things on this channel, guys. So please jump on this channel for the ride, okay? So I'm going to be reporting it every step of the way and keeping you guys ahead of the times, ahead of the trends. What is my true net worth? Altogether, I don't want to say, you know. Who would say? Let's say you go on with Francis Hunt. And you say, Francis Hunt, what is your net worth? He won't tell you. Why would I? You know, ask Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, what's your your net worth? Why don't you go ask those guys? You know, top 10% own 90% of the stock market. Everything you ever knew was played out. Okay. But yeah, a lot of the elite people own a lot of stocks, yes. You can Google net worth. There is a website. Yeah, you can, but I don't care to. Why are you all hating on him? We are trying to do the best and make more than we put into the... We're all trying to make money. We're all trying to improve. We're all trying to become better traders. And on my channel, we're definitely trying to become stronger and healthier. So I'm all about good things. Oh, this guy asked a bad question. So boy, you can't ask stuff like that. Put him in a timeout for 10 seconds. You know, I like you guys. I don't really like to give you guys timeouts, so I just give you a small timeout, you know. Tesla crash incoming. Well, you know, everything crashes. Yeah, everything's going to crash. The question is, how much higher does it go first? I think Tesla goes higher. Okay? I think it's going higher. Rug pull. What's happening with silver? Right now it's at 72.80. It's down $6.47. Silver is doing its thing. We had a little bit of a blow off top there, you know. It went up to about $84 last night at 6 o'clock. Silver just went, it gapped up, it went, and then it shot up. And then they probably dumped a lot of paper silver. Probably the United States probably dumped paper silver on the market and just crushed the price. Okay? So, what do we have now? That's the big question. So, is the silver uptrend still in place? Well, let's take a look. Okay? So what do I see here? I see this line right here. And we're right here. I think we're still okay. You can see this trend. We're still okay. But if it comes down more, then it could really come down, okay? If it stays right here, we could keep moving. So I'm looking for another drop. If we get another drop, then it could really drop, you know? Now let's zoom out a little bit. Year. See this massive trend? This is the cup and handle. I told everyone this was a cup and handle, and I said we're going to have a massive breakout, okay? There it is. I was right. And yes, it got ahead of itself here, but now it's pulled back here. We could just keep going on this line right here. We could just keep going. But if we were going to have a bigger pullback, you know, I would say we could come down to somewhere's in here. Somewhere's in there. Okay? So, yeah, silver might keep coming down. Could come back down to 60. Yeah, I see that as a real possibility. That silver could come to $60 again. Or even 58, you know. But so far, the trend is not broken. It still is in that upward line, okay? It's still in a very solid line. We got to make sure that we're going to continue that line. Like I said, if it falls out of that line, then it's going to come down to 60 probably, okay? So, but yeah, so this is this is very critical right now. This is a crucial, critical time. So if silver drops any more, it's going to come out of its trajectory and it's going to start a new trajectory, possibly down to $60. So that's what I see happening. So I don't know. We got to see if we're going to continue. So I told you gold and silver will soon be becoming back down. Yeah, it's not hard to predict, dude. Whenever something gives you, you know, you think you're a genius. I just said last night it's going to come down. Whenever something goes up and then it runs up, it goes straight up and went straight up to $84, you can pretty well assume that it's going to have a correction, you know. Corrections are a normal part. So yeah, you think you're a genius. Good job, buddy. Um, pullbacks are totally normal. But yeah, he thinks he's a genius. That's funny. So people have had its race on it. Everybody made a fortune. No, retail doesn't matter. Even if a lot of retail investors, they're not making a fortune on silver. A lot of people that bought silver at $50, they only made, 30%, 35%. That's not a fortune. That's not even doubling your money, bro. But if you bought silver back at $15, you still didn't make a fortune. You made what? Like 4 times? 5 times your money? That's still not a fortune. But yeah, most people did not make a fortune on silver. I don't think. Unless they were trading it with massive leverage. If you're just holding the physical, I think most people that hold physical, they don't even really want to sell. Only the poor people will sell. Like the poor people that have sterling silverware, they're selling it because they need the money. Yeah, a lot of the people selling silver, they really just need the money. And you still have a lot of strong hands, like me. I didn't sell any silver. So I didn't really make anything. My net worth went up, but I didn't sell any, and I don't want to sell any. As far as silver goes, I actually want to buy more. Okay? It's time for the price to come back where it was before. I don't think it's going to come back to where it was before, because where was it before? Well, silver was at $5. That's where it was. It was at $5 back in 2000. Are you going to say it's going to come all the way back down to 5? So where is your opinion of where it's going to come back down to? 50? We just broke out of a cup and handle. We're in a new reality now. I think 50 is going to be the new base. I don't think we're going to go back down below 50. It's a new reality for silver. New things are coming for a run up. Yeah, guys, they can release news any second. I know China is going to be restricting exports, right? So China is not going to really export any silver anymore. And guess what? They make a lot of silver there. They have a lot in Mexico too, I guess. But yeah, so new export restrictions are coming from China. So this could cause the price to skyrocket January 1st, So this could just be a shakeout. But guys, I don't know. I just know that silver is going to go a lot higher over time. I don't know what's going to happen next month. If you had to ask me, I'd say it's probably going to go higher next month. Okay? But I don't know. I only know that, yeah, silver is going to hit $300 and it's going to probably take a few years. Okay? So, guys, it's a long-term investment. Don't get shaken out. Don't get your head all mixed up. If you're holding on to physical silver, just realize that you're holding on to one of the most valuable assets for the future. Not necessarily for today, but it's for the future. Okay? But we do see that demand increasing today, and we do see a real shortage today. So April is asking what is going to happen to silver prices January 1st when they restrict the silver exports. Oh, that's what I just said. I think the price will go higher because we see that the West, they are, increasing the margin requirements. And the West here over in the United States, I live in Alaska, but in the United States, they're trying to bring the price of silver down. But I think over in China, they're trying to bring the price up, and they're draining the vaults that we have, And now they're not gonna export any, so there's gonna be less silver available for us, for the people in the United States. There's gonna be less silver. Yeah, I think it's gonna go higher. Silver's gonna go up. Acting chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Long term is anything over a year. Right. For me, long-term investment means like 5, 10, 20 years. That's what it means for me. Okay? For other people, it means other things, but let's check out this stock right here. Okay, it looks like the stock market is now closed. And yeah, guys, the whole stock market's down today too. So this was a perfect day to crush silver because everything's down. Both gold and silver is about to come back down. The race has done. It's dead. Now it's time for something else. Maybe some XRP. No, 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 guys. Everything will surge. Everything together. It's not going to be like, oh, it's time for this, and now it's time for this, and now it's time for this. Soon, everything will surge because the interest rates are coming down, okay? So I believe gold, silver, stocks, and crypto, they're all going to go up together in the new year, okay? Everything's going to go up. So like I said, yeah, it's not going to go from silver to something else to something else. Everything's going to play along soon. That's coming, okay? Yeah, XRP, I'm not a fan of XRP. It's too overhyped. They spent way too much money promoting it. If it was really that good, they wouldn't need to pump it up so much, you know? They're with XRP, they're artificially pumping it up. You know they are. They spend a lot of money on advertising, okay? Maybe it's drinking earlier in the evening. Bitcoin, do you separate your investing operations from your speculative operations? Yes. Yes. Sometimes, no, in my stock account, I do have speculative positions and I have investing positions. So I have them both mixed into the same account. But I also have other accounts that are purely for speculative, and then I have a Roth IRA that's purely for investing for the long term. And you know, I have a 401k, and that's for long term too. So, you know, you can keep speculative assets and long term investments in your same brokerage account. Okay? Yeah, it's totally fine to do. You remind me of J-Rock. Know what I'm saying? Look at Archer. They have countries waiting for their products. Korea is waiting for more than 100 aircraft, not to mention Dubai and Qatar. They have countries waiting for their products. Silver to 30, I doubt that. Yeah, you're gonna see people come out of the woodworks. Silver's going to 30. Silver's gonna crash. So, guys, this is just the fear coming in. It's probably bots too. A lot of bots, you know. It's going to be bots, and then it's going to be people that they wish they bought silver. They want it to come down, you know. And remember, a lot of my viewers, they know I'm making money, and they don't like that because I'm becoming better than them, okay? Other people do not want you to get rich. You got to understand that, because then they just feel like they're standing still. They don't like to be in the presence of other people becoming successful. A lot of scumbags, they actually like to hang out with other scumbags because, well, like I said, they don't want to be overshadowed. They don't want to see somebody in their presence become rich and then they're staying poor, because that makes them feel bad. What I say is, I say, too bad. Too bad for you. You should buy silver too. You know, stop being a hater. When silver goes to 300, you're going to wish you were listening to me, okay? Just wait till next year, bro. We're just seeing the very beginning of silver. 1x bet use. Good dump on silver, just reloaded. Yeah, we had a good old dump. Silver took a big dump. So yeah, I sold a couple of my option calls on a silver stock, and because the price is still really good, and I sold a little bit of my Hecla mining, because Hecla is about 20 bucks, and I made a lot of money on it. So I sold a little bit of that, and I am going to, so I freed up some cash, and I'm going to be buying gold and silver penny stocks. So I've been trying to buy more gold and silver penny stocks. Let me check my one account and see where I'm at, because I actually have one brokerage account that all it is gold and silver penny stocks. For real. I started this one brokerage account. It's just pure penny stocks. So yes, I do separate my speculation from my long-term investments, okay? I just want to look at it. I'm not going to tell you which ones I have because they're for the Patreon members. But this is good. Guys, we have more time. We have more time to continue to load up on silver, to continue to buy these gold and silver penny stocks for the mania phase. We have more time to buy the crypto meme coins. This is good. We have time. I don't want to see silver go to the moon. Yeah, I wanted a pullback so that I could load up on more of the gold and silver penny stocks. So I actually wanted this to happen, believe it or not. I didn't want it to happen this way. I wanted to be able to sell a little bit more if the markets went crazy. I wish silver would have stayed at $84 because then I would have sold a little bit more and then I would have even more money to buy the gold and silver penny stocks. Okay? So, Pan American, yes, and Goldfields. Pan American Silver, I think they have a dividend too. Today's downside on silver was part of the futures rollover next month. Also, marginal requirements increase. Yes, I know that. I don't know what they increased to. I already know they increased them to 10%. I know, I don't know what they increased to. Someone got a big margin call in trouble. Yeah, some of these banks are in trouble, guys. They got to just stop shorting silver. You know why? They got to stop doing it. AGC is 2x leverage. AGQ is 2x leverage, and that is down. I lost like 4,000 today on that, probably. That's okay though. It's going to go back up. My prediction for AGQ is between $320 and $340, and I may raise my call on that. Okay, but today it is down. AGQ. This is why you don't go all in. This is why you don't go all in at any one given time. So here it is. This is AGQ 166. You can see a spike there. And then here we go again. So I really think the price could move up into this range. We're just getting started, okay? But yeah, a massive, massive drop. This was the drop. It was up to $200 and then bam. That's why you don't go all in on AGQ at 200. That's why you just buy a little bit. Because I had one member that said that they bought AGQ. I don't know what he paid, but I think he paid a lot. And now it's dropped. Like, that's why you don't go all in, BBC is great, all in, bro. Volatility decay. Yeah, obviously. I teach you guys about time decay all the time. Yeah, you guys know about this from me teaching you. So yeah, AGQ has time decay, just like any leverage ETF, just like TSLL. Just like NRGU for the oil. So yes, there is time decay. But so what? So what? It's not that much time decay. It's very well managed. I told you guys a long time ago, AGQ was very well managed. Okay? Turn your kid's hat straight. Silver 240. I doubt it. I doubt it. What is Bitcoin doing? Last I knew, Bitcoin was up to 89, but then it dropped. Did it drop? Yeah. Bitcoin is 87. So yeah, a lot of volatility is down. But yeah, a lot of people are worried, Bitcoin could go to 60. Yeah. I think Bitcoin could go to 45,000. But I'm kind of bullish on Bitcoin right now because I think the interest rates are going to come down. I think they're going to lower the interest rates more than people expect. Okay? Bitcoin to 150 by next summer. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think that is a likely possibility. Bitcoin could hit 150, 160. Yeah. It's because the interest rates are going to come down. But also, usually the lowering of the interest rates is accompanied by a recession. And then it's also going to cause massive money printing and all that. And every asset class is going to go through the roof, okay? Everyone. The meme coins, the cannabis stocks, gold, silver, everything's going to go through the roof. Why did JP Morgan invest in NFTs? He thinks Bitcoin could crash in October. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it'll crash next October. I think that is likely. October, you can typically get a lot of crashes throughout history. Tax returns going to be crazy next year, along with stimmy checks and tariff checks. Guess what, guys? I got my tariff No, I got my inflation check. I just got a check for $200. My inflation rebate. Yeah. There's going to be helicopter money and everything too in the future. They're going to have to pull us out of this recession. It's going to buy them October after falling through 26. Yeah, I got an inflation rebate check. I'm serious. I'm serious. Sorry, guys. I got to get a little bit more protein. This is what I take for protein. Raw meal. It's made by Garden of Life. All right. This costs $55 a jug. $55. Almost an ounce of silver. Yes, it's a raw meal protein meal replacement. It's got quinoa, sprouted grains, pea protein, I'll tell you what's in it. It's very, very healthy. So 20 grams of protein, 44 superfoods, ancient grains, fruits and veggies. It's got probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes. No added sugars. 18 whole food vitamins and minerals. It's got fiber in there. Certified organic. Okay, guys? It's got 7 grams of fiber in it. Organic spinach, apple fruit, organic beetroot, broccoli, carrot, ginger. It's got so much good stuff in there, guys. I wish I could get this company to sponsor me. You know, that'd be sick. I could call them up, maybe. But yeah, raw meal. Dude, this would be the perfect sponsor. I should call them up. I'll get an affiliate link. I'll get all you guys to start eating this amazing product, you know. Yeah, maybe I could call them. I don't know. I'll look into it. I got to get some affiliate links because I'm not making enough money on this shit yet, you know. I'm hardly making anything. Plus, I had monetization off on this video this whole time. So this whole video was useless. I just wasted about an hour and 20 minutes. Could have been monetized, but it wasn't. So you should brutal day trade from Alaska, specifically futures. Yeah, it's brutal. I don't trade futures. I don't trade futures ever. It's too risky for me. Because, you know, my one buddy was telling me that his buddy was into futures trading and he knows a lot and he was still losing a ton of money. You know? And it's just risky. It's very risky to trade futures. Yeah, the time difference here is yes, there is a time difference here. You need to get the actual real living food that was on that ingredient list, not the dried out powder. Who knows and who knows where. Yeah. Sure. You want to come over here and cook for me and go garden, pick the vegetables, make sure you get the ripest ones, you know. You want to do that for me? No. So what is the next best thing? Organic raw meal, all right? I highly recommend this product. Raw meal from Garden of Life. Highly recommended by me. Because it's an easy way to get a lot of nutrition. DZ, I'm sure it's made from healthy, suitable fruit. It's very good. Eat lactobacillus. I don't eat dairy. I don't believe in dairy. It's not healthy. You should figure out what's growing in your area. Really, nothing grows here in Alaska. Okay? Nothing. That's why I get these shipped up here. Raw meal. Wendy's has 1-cent junior bacon cheeseburgers tomorrow. I'm not at BK because I took 5 days off to try to blow up on YouTube, which I just forgot to put this video on monetization. So, like I said, I'm not making any money on this video, which really sucks. Vegan tells you something. You have no idea what's that plastic box from who knows where. It's made by Garden of Life and is a high quality product. Yeah. It is the highest quality meal replacement powder in the world. I think it's the best one. That's why I buy it. I've researched all the meal replacement powder drinks, and that's the best one. So, I'm in Fairbanks too, bro. Maybe we could collab. Dr. Magic. Yeah, dude, I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska too. It's negative 40 degrees right here. Shit, dude. Yeah, it's 12:23 p.m. right now. 12 p.m. Article decided to vote for Camel Toe Harris. But yeah, the stock market's down. Oil is not really doing much. Release the Epstein files, yes. XRP is at $1.84. Excessive exposure to manganese is a risk factor for cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases, including dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Manganese, okay, yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Manganese. Appreciate that. Cannabis is down today. Telling you to leave Alaska, dude. Negative 40 is God telling you to leave Alaska. Well, I think, well, God didn't bring me here, but I brought myself to Alaska, and they give me money for free to live here. What penny stocks are on your radar at the moment? Join the Patreon. Alaska is beautiful, man. But yeah, I should be checking out some of my freaking penny stocks to see how we're doing today. Let me check out Aftermath. I'm not going to tell you guys all these stocks because I spent hours researching these, okay? But I'm going to look up one of the stocks on my Patreon, okay? It's called Aftermath Silver. AAGFF. And I'm going to bet it's probably 65 cents today. It's probably down. AAGFF. 76 cents. It's down 10%. So, yeah, 76 cents. And I think this one could really go up to between $5 and $7. All right. I really like this one. Aftermath Silver. AAGFF. Another one I like is Outcrop. OCGSF. All right, guys. Let me check out this one. This one spiked up the other day, right after I bought it. Okay. That one will probably come down. What was that crazy one? There's one with yeah. There's one penny stock with there's only 2.9 million shares. And the market cap is only 750,000. This one has very high potential. And I'm trying to buy more of that one. That's one of the reasons I sold Hecla Mining today. You look like a dude from Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, I do. Thank you. I love that show. I like Bubbles. Yeah, that guy. Mr. Leahy, he's pretty cool. Because I used to be a drunk too, like him. Yeah, I like Mr. Leahy. Stands for Junkie Deezy. J-Rock. Remember on that one episode? Um, remember on that one episode, they're like, guys, we got to get our lives together and start growing some weed. That's like me. I got to get my life together and start growing, you know? Because that's free money. It's free money. Aftermath free cash flow is negative 11 million, and they only have 7.9 million in the bank. End of last quarter. Be careful. Oh yeah, it's a penny stock, highly risky. Yeah, very risky indeed. But these are for the mania phase of gold and silver. Okay, these are not for right now. They're for the mania phase. These ones are expected to skyrocket in the future. But yeah, I like Aftermath. Yeah, these aren't the best companies at all. No, they're terrible. Okay, they're terrible. Most of these companies on my list of penny stocks, eventually they'll probably go out of business. Okay, but what happens is during a mania phase is these stocks all skyrocket and they make a ton of money, and then they get enough money to last them another 20 years, you know? So yeah, they're not doing good. No, they're not doing good right now. That's fine though. That's fine. Would you invest in copper? I would invest. Yeah. Remember that one that I said, Pacific Gold? I made thousands of dollars in that one. Guess what happened? They went out of business. Okay? The whole key is that you got to sell during the mania phase. If you do not sell these penny stocks during the mania phase, they will go out of business most likely. Or maybe 20% of them will go out of business. You know? Something like that. So yes, the penny stocks are the most risky stocks you can do. But these are only for people that have very high risk tolerance. If that's you, join the Patreon. Semiconductor. Navitas Semiconductor. NVTS. Okay. NVTS. $7.21 right now. You think that's a good one? Take a look at their financials. Looks okay. Well, they're losing money, but who knows? Sometimes I like to see how much cash they have. They have about $86 million. Yeah, who knows? It's good to diversify into some different companies, though. Semiconductors, I think, are always going to be good. Water Buffalo. But let's see. Yeah, it's down. Courier Mining is down. Highcroft Mining is down to $23.26. McEwen Mining is $18.88, so that's down. Tilray Brands, the cannabis stock. This one is down to $9.26. Non-tech. Cannabis, right? Cannabis is non-tech. I don't know. Precious metals is non-tech. I don't know. Everything involves technology, you know? Everything is tech. I don't know. To a certain degree, everything is tech. TeraWolf is way down. Platinum Group Metals is down to $2.51, obviously, because platinum tanked. Yeah, the metals were just running up a little bit too fast. That's all it was. They're running up too quick, so. But yeah, everything looks, a lot of stuff is down today. Canopy Growth is $1.21. I bet you that's going to do a reverse split. CGC, Canopy Growth. Because all these cannabis companies are doing reverse splits. Aurora Cannabis, Tilray. I think Canopy Growth is going to be next. The semiconductor ETF, SOXL. This is down to $43. Down, down, down. Nothing happening today, guys. Nothing happening. Absolutely a terrible day in the stock market. Invest in yourself with knowledge. Yes, read book. You got to read book. Okay? Everything else is in the toilet. Metal's lucky it got the pump it did. Yeah. Lucky it got the pump it did. But right. Metal should be pumping. That's one of the only true assets because it's a physical, you know. So I think metal should be pumping. Because I think people are going to realize the value of physical, you know. The value of something you can hold in your hand as opposed to a stock or a crypto. But with stocks, you can actually hold your stock certificate. With crypto, I don't know. I don't think you can have a crypto certificate, you know. It's just all on a computer. At least with stocks, though, you can have a stock certificate. So save your money for Bitcoin in October. I'm not saving any money. I'm just constantly investing, okay? So that's what Dave Ramsey says. That's one thing he says that's good. Your income is your number one wealth building tool. So all of my income, I'm constantly investing all of it, you know? As soon as I get paid, I invest. So if the price goes down, I buy. If the price goes up, I buy. That's how I'm playing this, okay? That's how I do it, all right? JP Morgan is investing in crypto. Banks will take over crypto. Maybe. At least try to corner the market. Guys, we can't corner the market. We don't have enough power here. So let me just... Yeah, I've got... How much cash do I have? Cash purchasing power. I think I made a transfer, but it never really fully went through yet. It should go through by the end of today. And I should have about $250 to buy gold and silver penny stocks, okay? So like I said, guys, I have one special account. All it is gold and silver penny stocks, okay? This is my mania phase account. So whenever that mania phase hits, I'm going to make a lot of money. Probably average, I'll probably make 30x or something like that. So I'm just trying to buy as much as I can. Like, guys, you got to realize, getting rich is a race. When you see this opportunity right here, gold and silver penny stocks are so cheap, you got to race to buy them, you know? Because if you don't, it's going to skyrocket without you. He said he moved to Alaska so he could live for free off the government check. Yes, I'm in Alaska. I live for free. But I also do have a job at Burger King. John thinks XRP won't go higher than it is now. Yes, I do. I think XRP is going to go between 5 and 7. But it's not time right now, though. Okay? I'll tell you when it's time. We're going to see more interest rate cuts. I think it's going to be next year. I think crypto is going to get a big pump next year. Yeah, XRP is about $1.80 right now. But I think that's just a scam, but that's okay. It's a scam that's going to go higher, you know. That's all it is. XRP is a scam that will go higher. They're going to keep it alive because there's a lot of money to be made for the executives at Ripple. You know, they're going to make a lot of money. So they're going to keep pumping this thing up to the moon. Okay? All crypto are going down through 2026. The top was October 2025. No, that was not the top. You're new here. Yeah. That was a temporary top. The real top is going to be coming. But yeah, crypto, the bull market stopped because interest rates were too high. And they could only bring it so high. You don't have that risk-on environment. He's waiting for the auction on the sweater. All right, guys. Let's start the auction, okay? We're going to start the bidding at $175, okay? Do I have $175? Impeach Trump. He says impeach Trump. Thinking about buying barrels of oil and keeping them in my garage. I think it'll go bad after a while. Well, gasoline will go bad, but oil, maybe it'll be okay. Yeah. Oh, 172. We got 172. Do we have 173? 173. 173. 172, but not 173. Do we have 173? Come on, guys. 173. He says 150. Okay. Oh, 225. All right, 225. Do I have 230? Do I have 230? 225, but not 230. 225, but not 30. 225, 225, 225. Do I have 230? Do I have 230? Let's go. Let's go. Futures and options. Gold 300, 300. Do I have 300? Do I have 350? Do I have 350? 350 for the sweater, the beautiful sweater. Does not include the gold chain though. Do we have 350? Do we have 350? 333, 333. Sold. Sold for 333. All right, bro. JX552. I will be contacting you, okay? You better believe it. I will be contacting you soon. I hope you have my money, bro. 175 for the chain. 175. This guy says 400. It weighs 93 grams, and this weighs, I don't know. I forgot. Gotta wait, man. You're fast. I was too fast. He couldn't even bid on it. You're right. I should have said stack your money instead of save your money. Okay, guys. Either way, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah. Just to reiterate, you know, I'm happy about this drop in the price of the precious metals because it means that we have more time to accumulate high quality assets. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad gold went down because I'm not fully locked and loaded yet on these penny stocks, guys. I have lists. I got about 30 gold and silver penny stocks that I still want to buy. So I want more time. I want more time. I want gold to stay down. Okay, let's stay down for a little bit more. INDP. INDP stock. Let's go. INDP. Indaptus Therapeutics. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with these types of companies. There's only 1.69 million shares in the float. That's a penny stock, dude. That's a penny stock. Yeah, stocks like this can do wonderful things, but they are very risky. This is how you lose money, by, you know, putting too much money in on something like this. But yeah, look at that share structure. Very nice. Obviously, they're not making any money, and you know they're losing a lot of money. So you got to consider that. You know, they're losing a ton. But what do they do? Inaptus Therapeutics is a preclinical biotechnology company. It engages in the development of novel and patented systemic administered anti-cancer and antiviral immunotherapy. The firm created patented treatment methods for associated patented compositions for attenuation and killing of non-pathogenic gram-negative bacteria. Who the hell knows, dude? It seems like it's a penny stock to me. It's probably crap. But if we get, you know, if we get a melt-up scenario, if we get interest rates come down, stuff like this can do a 20x, you know. But there's no guarantees. You know, you could go broke. You could go broke trying to buy this stuff, you know. They could go out of business. INDP. So if I was going to buy something like that, I would probably just put in $200-300. Pullbacks are normal. $200 silver is coming. Yes, there's a comment that I like to see. $200 silver is coming. So yeah, this guy though, he says Inaptus Therapeutics, INDP. You never know, dude. There's so many stocks out there. You know, this could be a winner. You just don't know. AKEMF. Alaska Energy Metals. Yeah, their operations are like right over there. I can see the big trucks coming and going. Okay. Alaska Energy Metals. Wow. Dude, this could be the stock for my channel. I'm Alaskan. I've heard of the 4-year Bitcoin halving cycle, yeah. Shoot, dude. Alaskan Energy Metals. AKEMF. I don't think I had that one. I don't think I had that one. I like it though. I like it. AKEMF. I'm going to buy that one. I can't buy it now, I don't think, but because I think the market's closed right now. Canadian T-weighing in your voice. Bitcoin top. Will Ethereum make a new all-time high or dump to 2K before? Oh, I don't know. It looks like it's going to dump. But yeah, I think Ethereum could hit between 5,000 and 7,000. If you're worried about it dropping, then just buy a little bit. Just buy it, just dollar cost average. And then you're going to buy the dip. Because we don't know. You're just asking my opinion, dude. In my opinion, I think maybe, I think that Ethereum, it might only come down a tiny bit more. I don't think it's going to really come down much more. That's my opinion. And with Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to drop any more. But yeah, I could definitely be wrong. Downtrend. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows. The people that do know, they're not going to tell us. There's people that know where Bitcoin's going, how much further it's going to go down. These are the manipulators. They're not going to tell the general public. So we're just guessing. The general public, the retail investor, we're just playing a guessing game. How much further is Bitcoin and ETH going to go? We don't know. And that's a very dangerous game. The game of guessing is very dangerous when you're talking about investing. All right, guys. Too much of it, and there's nothing else to say here, guys. Nothing else to say, I don't think. We got ExxonMobil, $120. Nvidia is down to 188. Realbotix is 28 cents. Realbotix is a company that I'm currently invested in. The ticker symbol is XBOTF, and this company makes a female companion robot doll, okay? Let me show you what it is, all right? This is an amazing product. You guys got to buy the stock, all right? All you guys got to buy the stock. Just like I'm going to buy Alaskan Energy Metals, you guys got to buy this one, all right? So here it is. I'll show you the company. Meet Aria.
Welcome to realbotix.com. Our mission is to create robots and AI that are indistinguishable from humans in appearance and social interaction. Realbotix replicates the physical and emotional aspects of being human through hardware and software. If you'd like to learn more, please email us at contact@realbotix.ai.
That's what it is. That's what it is. AI-powered robots for companionship, entertainment, and customer service. Our human-like robots allow for superior social interactions with a variety of settings. And I got that dude. Got that chick. Modular body with I don't know. Our full-bodied modular robot that is stationary form. Okay, guys. The key is that they can't walk yet. All right. They can't walk. But I think that's going to be the major breakthrough. When these things can walk and when they can bring the price down a little bit, this company is going to blow up. Just like my channel. Just like me. Okay. So yes, the ticker symbol is XBOTF. This is one of my long positions. This is one of my long-term investments. I think that there's probably an 80% chance that I'll lose everything, but there's a 20% chance that I will become rich. Okay. So I'm going to take that 20% chance, you know. They walk with gyroscopes, really? No, I think they can just stand, like, and turn like this. I don't think they can walk yet. But yeah, imagine though. Imagine in the future, you're going to be going to the mall. You'll be walking in the mall. You'll be holding her hand, and she'll just be a robot. And she'll have movements that are realistic. She'll be like walking around with you, and you can talk to her. You can sit down and eat. She can't eat, but you can eat. You can just sit, have a seat. You guys can go to try on shoes at the Finish Line store. You can go to JCPenney's, even though they're going out of business. You can go to Chipotle. You can take her anywhere. You can say, hey, babe, get in the car. She'll just walk in the car. She'll go, open up the door handle. You'll say, hey, baby, give me a, do this, whatever. Do this for me while I'm driving the car. And she'll be like, okay, she'll do it, Dude, I'm telling you. And you'll be able to go to your friends' houses. You'll be able to walk around the town with these things. Dude, it's going to be just like a real woman. Okay? This company is going to blow up. Metal cannot flex and tense and bend and adjust its output in real time. Robots need to look like BB-8. But yeah, I really, dude, this company though, I really like it. I really like it. Sorry, I had to adjust the hat. So we got Ethereum right now is at 2,900. Let me just take a look. It's coming down. It looks like it's coming down. So maybe ETH goes back down to 1,700, 1,800. It's really hard to say, guys. It's really hard to say. I would just be speculating, but I would say ETH could come down to 1,600. Or not. 10 breaks, which has been active for the last 3-year cycles. How much is a Whopper in Alaska? If you're asking me about specific prices, I mean, I don't really know what the full price is because I get a discount when I buy it. But I think that they're around $11 a Whopper, somewhere around there. Made of moose. Made out of a moose. That's a good comment. GameStop is down to $20.52. $20. Ford is down to $13 a share. Yeah, gold down 4.5% today. Pretty scary drop on gold for a lot of people. But for people like me, it just means I have more time to accumulate. I use my income to buy more gold, more silver, more stocks, and I get richer over time, Silver, 71. Well, when I look at the price of silver, I look on kitco.com, okay? This is where I look at silver. It's called Kitco. All right, Kitco. And there's gold. And silver is right here. Let's see how bad it is. Yeah. So this was yesterday at 6 o'clock. Well, this is when the market opened. It shot up, and then it tanked. And it shot up again. Boom, boom. So it seems like silver is stabilizing a little bit right now. GameStop and AMC great again. Yeah. Thanks, My Music Gen X. That's a yeah. I'm bullish on GameStop and AMC, but in the short term, they could keep coming down. Silver doubles about time, goes down 10%. I knew it was a scam. Yeah, that's what the haters say. See, it's a scam. Silver just dropped 10%. It's all fake. It's all phony. Don't listen to these haters, guys. Don't listen to the haters. John, should I get a cold wallet? Bro, I'm not the one to ask if you should get a cold wallet, okay? I think it's safe on Coinbase. I don't think you need a cold wallet in my opinion, but I don't know, okay? I really don't know. But I do believe that your crypto should be safe on the major exchanges, okay? Yeah, I don't do no cold wallets or nothing like that. How much is my dividend check each year? I'm not telling you, bro. I don't get a check though. I just reinvest. Yeah. I imagine in the future I'll take a dividend check when I'm somewhere around hopefully younger, hopefully when I'm 50 years old I'll start to take my dividend distributions, or maybe when I'm 60 or 65, So I don't take any dividend money. I reinvest it. I reinvest my dividends. All right, guys, you should reinvest your dividends. Listen to the haters. Silver is up because refineries stopped taking bulk and people got FOMO. Refineries are always taking 999 silver. Yeah, refineries stopped taking like 90% silver, but I mean, that's not going to cause the price to go up. I think that caused the price to go down. Because, people couldn't sell it, so they had to, take less. I don't know. I don't think the refineries not taking 90% really affected the price that much. But I don't know. Hugging by Ethereum. Loving Dean, the real thing on. Yeah. I believe you guys should hold the real physical silver, not paper silver, okay? Paper silver is for trading, and real silver is for building generational wealth, okay? So if you have real silver, real gold, I don't believe in selling. I think you should never sell unless, 2 ounces of gold buys you the Dow, or for 100 ounces of silver, you can buy a house. Then you should sell. We're not there yet. We're not there. My coin shop is buying silver $5 under spot. Yeah. Yeah. If you walked out, maybe they'd offer you more. But that's going to be what they're going to offer you probably. They're always going to try to offer you less than spot, but if you know them, you can get more than that. You should. But yeah, $5 less than spot. I hope that he's not in business any longer because he's ripping you off. Hopefully he'll go out of business, and they'll get a real coin dealer in there. But yeah, you should not sell your silver for less than spot. You should sell it for more. So if silver right now is at 72, you should try to get 75. When you start to feel that desperation, you're desperate, you think it's going to crash, that's when you're willing to accept less. I tell you guys, never get to that point when you're desperate. You should never be desperate to sell your silver, okay? You should never be fearful. You should never be afraid. And you should never feel like you're in a position where you have to sell it, okay? Don't let the haters get to you. Don't let them get to you. So, some shops are buying at 15 under. Yeah, they're scamming people for sure. Definitely pawn shops are always scamming people. And remember, these guys are always buying it for under, okay? Even when silver was $40 an ounce, they were not paying $40 an ounce. Pawn shops would probably offer you $30 an ounce, okay? But if they know you, if they dealt with you before, then they'll most likely pay you up, But yeah, you can always walk into a shop and then they'll quote you a price and it'll be a low price, especially if you don't know them. A lot of these shop owners are very disingenuous, very dishonest. They're just out to make a quick buck for themselves, okay? I wouldn't sell to a shop, unless it's a big player. Um, I have a shop that they sell to a big player, so they pay spot. You should not sell your silver for anything less than spot, okay? I got some silver left, but sold most recently for ETH. The world is becoming more digital. Gold and silver, all this. I think he's starting to talk nonsense. Silver, gold, all that is wrecked against inflation, including the weight. No. Silver and gold are skyrocketing against inflation right now. You're doing the old thing that you just repeat what you've been told. Crypto's better. Freaking the new economy is a digital economy. No. We need real money to back the digital economy, to stabilize it. Okay? So he's just repeating probably what he heard on a crypto channel. Yeah. What I tell you guys, don't watch those crypto channels, okay? They will keep you poor. Don't watch the crypto guys. So, the promise or prospect, yeah, that person was uneducated. And that's usually what I get, because you got to understand, the vast majority of you guys, of retail investors, really don't know shit. You are new to the game. A lot of you guys are probably new to investing, okay? Some of you guys have only been investing for 5 years. You don't have a clue. So probably even 90 to 95% of retail investors really don't have a clue. So that's just the facts, That is the truth. That's the truth. And that guy didn't have a clue, because he was talking about, selling his silver for Ethereum, which I think is a very poor decision. And he was saying that inflation will wreck the metals. No. When we have inflation, the metals will skyrocket. All right, next. Can anyone please give me a reputable place where I can buy real physical gold and silver? I buy from Provident Metals. They don't pay me anything. I wish they did, but this is where I buy from, okay? Provident Metals. Provident Metals. You can call them up. All right. Silver rounds. You see they're going for $75, $76. We are in a new price reality. Silver is in the $77. Guys, this is the new reality. Get used to it, guys. Get used to higher silver prices, okay? I know in the past, yes, it has crashed and then gone up again and crashed, but now this is different. We ain't living in 2010. This is 16 years later, okay? We're in a new time, a new era. We have more demand for silver than ever before. You guys got to understand that. You damn silver haters. All right, guys. I'm going to get going. Thanks for all your views. You guys are the best. Bruh, when we making money? We're making money right now, dude. Dude, my stock account's up quite significantly over the past 6 months. And I've even started a new account. I've even started funding 2 new accounts. All right, and I've added more gold to my portfolio, okay? So we're making money here. Dude, you just got to get more gold, more silver. Don't be scared. That fear is going to keep you poor. You got to be greedy when others are fearful, okay? You see all the fear in the comments, all the people that hate silver? Be greedy when others are fearful. All these comments that you guys see, that people are saying silver's no good, I'm going to trade my silver for Ethereum. A lot of these people really don't have a clue. They don't have a good education. They don't have a good financial education. Maybe Dave Ramsey taught them. The fool, So a lot of the negative silver comments, these guys aren't even investors. These guys don't even have a clue. So don't listen to them. Don't listen to them, all right? So, any penny older than 1970, I think it's made of copper. Mostly, what is the value? A penny is 3.1 grams. Copper actually just went down today. But I think it's worth about 3.5 cents. Somewhere about there. how much is a gram of, well, and the penny is only 95% pure copper. But yeah, a penny is worth about 3.5 cents, like this. See that? 1981. That means it's all copper. Check this one out. All right, guys. Check this out, too. Then I got this one right here, U.S. Mint. So yeah, I love copper, guys. Love copper. I mean, Africa's going to need a lot of copper because they're a developing nation. Ethiopia, you know, a lot of these countries are going to be getting more developed, and there's going to need a lot of copper, a lot of silver. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Thanks for all the likes, and please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to do my best to bring you guys more information on the precious metals and on the cryptocurrencies, all right? So copper is going to be a good investment, especially after the war. Yes, I do believe we are going into a war, and that's going to make silver go even higher, okay? Lithium, nickel, and copper. Lithium's actually going up a little bit right now. So is nickel, I think. All right, guys, I got to go. I got stuff to do, okay? I'll see you guys soon. Let's hear it for gold and silver. I love this correction, guys. Time to buy.